What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name's Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It's live Saturday night. Um, I am hanging out here. I've got my stuff all ready to go. I've got 100 fun and interesting facts about art ready to go. I don't know if we'll get to all 100, but I've got 100 ready, and that's what's important. Um, hope that you are all doing well. Welcome, Goddess Jen, Sarah. How you doing? Um, yeah, I got everything going here. Um, some fun news to share, and yeah, let me just get right into it. Tools that I am using this evening are my Putty Crackers, Drunk Cupid. I'm looking at a unicorn and saying unicorn while, yeah. Anyways, Drunk Cupid. I have my House of Miscellanea diamond painting pen in House of Miscellanea colors. So dark. Hold on a moment. Let me just fix that for you. My House of Miscellanea diamond painting pen in House of Miscellanea colors. I made it myself. Along with a thin metal multi-placer from Diamond Art Club. And my trusty tray. It is a Fireflies Switch Mini Max. It has the removable lid. We love that. Along with a removable trash tray that I already have a little bit of trash in. It has an open and close pour spout. And while I'm working on the painting I am with the storage that I am, gotta have that removable trash tray and the pour spout. I'm telling you, this little hole right here, so you can put your pen in if you like to. I love these Firefly trays. They run about 20 bucks. Not bad at all. And then I am using a different storage than I've been using in a little while, which is Art Dye pack containers. There are 64 in here, and as you see, I have 63 colors in this here diamond painting. Which diamond painting is it? Well, I'm glad that you asked. It is Heidi from Diamond Art Club. Look at her. Is she not absolutely beautiful? Oh, I love her. I'm actually on to like this part of the face here. That's the square I'm going to be working on tonight. And let me get caught up on all the people that have come into the chat room. We have Alice, Wallflower, Sue Morris, Amber Lake, welcome. Alex, hi, hello, how are you? And Kat, Callie, and Destiny's Garden, welcome you guys. Oh, what's it? What? This color palette is excellent, just what I needed after my dark art. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you were talking about this one, but it is very nice. There are a lot of various beiges, you know what I'm saying? But there's other colors in here as well. If I close it and flip it over, you can see. But there is a lot of beige because the background in this piece and the like wings and back of the chimera are all like different beige colors. So, anyways, I was actually finishing up working on the area that I'm working on right now in here. So I'm gonna finish that up. But she really, really is beautiful. Daisies and Decaf, welcome. Hi, Jamie. So, working on my Heidi, talking about art, fun and interesting facts about art. Please do let me know if there are any technical issues with sound, picture, anything like that. Let me, I want to turn on another light. One moment here. I'm going to get it a little more light in here because it looks a little dark. That's a little better. There we go. That's a little better. We like it. We like it a lot. Yes, and if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button on your way in. Oh, Sarah's pen pal canvas. Okay. Um, so for those who have no idea what the heck we're talking about, in case you're in the chat and you have not yet said hello, you're just sort of lurking. Um, what we're talking about is one of our Discord sort of specials that we're doing, wherein we have a canvas that we are sending off to people and having it kind of go round robin, and we're all working on some squares, and we're calling it a painting pen pal or a pen pal canvas. If you want to do something like that, if you want to get involved in something like that, please do join the Discord. Link is down in the description. But otherwise, for those of us who are active in the chat right now, I think most of us know what a painting pen pal canvas is. That was not the news that I wanted to share about the Discord. So we have decided that for members, we are going to start doing a regular viewing of a series or a movie or whatever. We're going to do a movie night. We're going to do some watching of a series. We have voting going on in members right now, members only text channel. The options right now are Wednesday, the TV series or the show, the series, Lock and Key, Umbrella Academy, and Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, like the teenage witch. And I believe the night that we came up with was Monday, though that is subject to change should it be better for everybody else if it's a different night or whatever. I just picked Monday at 7:30 Central just because we were live then. There was nothing else going on at that time. So if that doesn't work for everybody, we can change it. But I'm really excited to do that. I think that it's going to offer another perk for people who are members, that, you know, you're getting more bang for your buck, I guess, out of your membership, that you can join us and watch some fun stuff. What's up, Della? Hi. Alexia, welcome. Yeah, I thought that was really fun and cool. I know, like, after the lives, we do Discord after dark, which is usually done in the regular Dazzler hangout, which is just our regular voice chat. And then other nights when it's not following a live, we tend to gather in members only chat. Yet another perk. There are a good group of chatters pretty much on a nightly basis. We tend to have anywhere from, it's like sometimes there's only 4 of us, and then sometimes there's like 15 of us, depending. And if you're in the regular, like, Dazzler hangout, 15 is a lot of people. And so, having the option to move it to a more kind of closed space so that there's not quite as many people or whatever. I mean, there's still the possibility of, like, what is it? I think there's 23 members now, which is amazing. Like, I'm looking at all the comments, and basically everybody on here is a member. So thank you guys again for your membership. Right now I'm offering one level of membership that is $4.99, I believe. I will be offering another level that will be coming out, I would say, before the end of October. I'm doing some, like, pre-filming for it so that I have all of the content that I need ready, so that I can batch record, but then not have to worry about getting everything ready. I will just have it ready, which I'm super excited about. Um but hopefully we can get some more members, or not, and it stays the way that it is. I'm really excited to watch a series with you guys. We chose kind of, I guess, seasonal themed type stuff for the shows, like, you know, Wednesday, Lock and Key, Umbrella Academy, and Sabrina. They all kind of have that, spooky season feel to them. So I thought that would work out pretty nicely. Uh, I'm down anyways. I hope that y'all are too. Right now, I think in the poll, Wednesday is in the lead. So if you do not want to see Wednesday, you should go and vote in the poll on the members chat because that's where it's at, y'all. But all of that said, uh I have for you 100 fun and interesting facts about art. And I was reading through my list that I've gathered here, and some of these things like I had no idea about until I went searching, getting infos, and I I was kind of giggling at a few of them. I was like, okay, that is interesting. Um so I will give you those as kind of we're just going along, chatting about whatever. Um, and as usual, I'm sure that these will definitely spark some sort of a memory or a conversation or whatever. You're on iOS. Is there a join button on my channel page? Yeah, if you go to my main YouTube page, there should be a join button like on my main channel for YouTube that you should be able to find. Sarah's going to try and do it from her phone. That's so weird. I think Noelle said that too about her iOS not having a join button. Very bizarre. Very, very weird. Anyways, so fun and interesting facts. Number one, Leonardo. Now, the first 1 through 20 are going to be like about art history and famous artists. Okay, just so you know, kind of what the theme is here, because we set it up in themes. Leonardo da Vinci could write with one hand while drawing with the other. Holy crap, man. I can barely diamond paint with my wrong hand, much less try to draw a picture with one and write with the other. Also, famously, Leonardo da Vinci was very good at writing backwards, like just writing backwards without even stopping to think about what he just wrote backwards. It's like makes you wonder what parts of the brain that engages and what exactly is going on in your brain while that's happening. I imagine that it would have to be probably a left brain thing, right? Because the left brain is uh like curiosity and artistic ability and all of that. Maybe it's both. I don't know. I thought it was special because I can rub my stomach and pat my head at the same time. Kat, I am with you on that. I thought I had something real special going, and it turns out no. Nope, not even a little bit. Um, yeah, I can't even yeah, I mean, I struggled. I struggled with trying to use a multiplacer with my left hand, much less trying to do something like making artwork and writing something down at the same time. I mean, I can type and read at the same time. Uh yeah, that's about it. No good at splitting the brain like that. But I really do wonder what parts of the brain that actually engages because that's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Um Fun fact number 2. Fun fact. Vincent van Gogh, he sold one painting, only one painting in his entire lifetime, which was the Red Vineyard. Nothing else was sold during his lifetime. Which is it in here because I had no, it's not. Did you know That's I said Vincent van Gogh, it's Vincent van Gogh. But did you know that Vincent van Gogh did Starry Night while in an insane asylum? That's a little bit crazy. Sarah Da Vinci wrote his notebooks in mirror print. You can see examples at his museum. Yeah, backwards. My son was printing his names backwards at 3. You could stand with the paper in front of a mirror to read it. He's not artistic or crafty at all. He's a software engineer. I'm assuming that that's got to be employing a completely different part of the brain in order to do that. I don't know what part of the brain. Left brain, maybe? Well, analytical is the right side, right? So if the artistic ability is with the left and the analytical is with the right, so then maybe writing your name backwards would be the analytical side. And I don't know. I don't know. But Van Gogh was an interesting fellow. I mean, as we know, he was slicing off body parts for ladies of the night. Um, and apparently he painted Starry Night while he was in an insane asylum, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, there are less surprising things. Um, I forget what the movie was called. Was it called Self Portrait? It was done in this really funky style where, like, it was in Van Gogh's style of art, but it was like painted live action about Van Gogh's life. I forget what it was called though. Major magical brain power right there. Definitely. Hi, Ducky. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know what, like I said, what part of your brain that would be, but it's crazy. It's a crazy talent that you know, I kind of wish I had, and at the same time, like, what would I do with that? Diamond paint and something at the same time, which I imagine would be hard because at least when you're drawing or writing, you only need one utensil in each hand. Whereas, like, I need to steady my tray. I can barely like diamond paint and talk at the same time. I'm dyslexic, so I see my letters backwards, makes it hard to tell certain letters apart. Yeah, I bet that's true. I have not suffered with dyslexia myself. My older brother was dyslexic and he struggled for a long time before we figured out what was going on. Like, I think my parents were just convinced he didn't know how to read. Like, well, no, he knows how to read. He just can't read. Like, cannot. Not isn't able to, cannot. Total fine comprehension and all of that, but he just very much struggled reading. Um, and I imagine that's true for a lot of creatives because, you're employing a different part of your brain to do things. There you go, Kat. Yeah, like I was saying, I think it's the artistic thing because you're employing a different part of your brain to do it. I don't know, maybe. Um, Next fun fact. The Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre in 1911 and recovered 2 years later. Uh, Also fun fact about the Mona Lisa, that sucker's small, right? Hi, Marissa, welcome. That baby is teeny. So you go and you expect to see this huge painting, but really it's not huge at all. It's very small. Um, I forget the exact measurements of the Mona Lisa, but it's tiny. I have not seen it in person myself, but I have heard reports that she be little, that it's a beautiful piece. And that's the other thing too, like, you're at the Louvre, you have to wait in line forever to see this painting, and then you think like you're going to see something like the Last Supper, which is painted on a wall, and you're getting this dinky little painting that everybody's crowding to see, and She's little. Real little. Real little. Wedding at Cana next door is an 8 by 10. Oh, wow. 8 by 10 is all? Holy shnikes, man. That is teeny. I diamond paint like 100 times bigger than that most of the time. Okay, not 100, but you know. Michelle has posted directions for iOS directions for joining YouTube channel membership, and she is posting the link in the Discord as well. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Next fun fact. Michelangelo, he disliked painting, did not like to paint, but he spent 4 years crafting and creating the Sistine Chapel's ceiling. But he didn't like painting at all. Which is pretty interesting when you think about like dude's job was painting. And then it makes you wonder like, did he loaf on that job because he didn't like what he was doing? Or, you know, like, I mean, the Sistine Chapel's huge. So probably more to do with that. But still, in my mind, dude is a loafer who is just like, ugh, I hate doing this. So I'm going to take my time at it. Because, you know, like when I don't like something, I tend to loaf and take my time. All right, we're officially removing a layer here. Woo! You know, it has been absolutely, I would say, kind of chilly outside. I'm not hating it, though. Not hating on it. He's a better sculptor. Andy was on his back. Yeah, I imagine. I wouldn't like painting either if I was on my back the whole time. What a weird way to paint. And then, like, having to build a scaffold for that and all of that fun stuff. You don't have to close it all the way. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you don't have to close it all the way, Ace. None of the dogs are gonna go up there. Or if they do, it's just Bowie and Sugar. Oh, you're on the right account now. Thank you, Ducky. His arms probably hurt all the time holding him up like that. Oh my god, right? How terrible would that be? Ugh. I can't hold my arms above my head that long. Like even trying to think of an example where I've had to like lay on my back and keep my arms up like that. Oh, okay. Have fun. Have you some fun. Oh, okay. Trying to think of like an example. I've helped work on cars before with Dustin. I don't like to keep my arms up in the air like that. Like, especially my hands will go numb real fast. No thanks. No, thank you. Probably made bank though. Yeah. Yep. Another person who didn't like his job. All right. 5. Pablo Picasso produced over 50,000 works of art in his lifetime. And side note, Pablo Picasso made his first piece of artwork when he was 9 years old. I hold my arms up for a solid 3 minutes and I'm over it. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, hard pass on that. 9 years old. Now, granted, one could argue because of Pablo Picasso's style of art that a 9-year-old could create. Sorry if you're a Pablo Picasso fan. Yeah, I know. It was funny, right, Togo? Thank you. My hype bird over there. I think she actually was just shit talking. I'm not sure. Maybe she's Pablo Picasso fan. Yep, thank you. It was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought so. My bird's giggling. Anyways, yeah, 9 years old. Jackson Pollock too, though. That'd be something a 9-year-old could definitely create. No issues there. I can just take a paintbrush and be like, yeah, Yes, I'm rocking this painting. That I could do with my left hand. But again, it's all that whole idea that art is very objective, that you're going to like what you like when it comes to artwork. I mean, there are paintings like diamond paintings that you wouldn't doing, but that doesn't mean that that's not somebody else's awesome thing that they love. So I can't say much, you know? Bernini sculpted a snake at like 5. It's at Borghese, but it looks like the Play-Doh snakes we all made. Oh, I believe that. I mean, if you think about it, they were starting a lot younger, doing a lot of things back then, but their life expectancy was also very short. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, I feel like, Mozart was what, 9 or 10 years old when he started like really rocking. I think he was 9 or 10 when he wrote uh a sonata. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm in my 40s and I can't even like finish a book that I started writing. But to be fair, they were dying of the rickets at like 12, so you wanted to get your huge accomplishments done pretty young. You wouldn't want to wait cuz you could die of dysentery on the Oregon Trail. You want to do that. It was a wagon wheel or whatever. Didn't have TV, they had to fill the time. This is very true, Glory. Very, very true. Not the rickets. Uh-oh. Where did Alex's membership symbol go? You don't have a membership? I know you did. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, YouTube? YouTube's losing it. I don't know. It's not showing Alex's little member symbol. Do I gotta boot you out of the chat? Oh no. Oh, you have 2 accounts. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense then. I was like, no, what is happening? Like, I know you're on my list. Yeah, and when you don't have when you don't have like a Nintendo Switch slowing you down all day or whatever, you could be doing some big accomplishments. Be doing the big accomplishments with some free time. Like I guess when I think about it, okay, so my son was probably, I don't know, very young when he started doing a lot of drawing and things like that. And I have pieces of artwork from when he was young that I would get tattooed, legitimately get tattooed on my body because it was very, very good artwork. And then not only that, but like playing Minecraft when he was younger, he was doing coding stuff with Minecraft, things that I was learning in college. It blows your mind sometimes, like what kids are able to do with computers. I mean, he's 18 now and he's uh designing avatars for VR chat. And he was telling me that in order to make these avatars that he has to use like a video game engine, a video game building engine in order to make these avatars, which like that's some very high tech stuff. I couldn't do it. No freaking way. I mean, yeah, maybe if I studied it, but that's what he's doing. And so I guess, it all kind of depends. I mean, there's still kids who are doing some really phenomenal things, but at 9 years old, I was lucky if I was wiping correctly, much less making some sort of really fantastic piece of or music. Like I wasn't even blowing my nose right yet. So, there's that. Oh, got you. A burner troll account. Ugh. Yeah, don't make me think on a Saturday. I can't do it. It's proof that I ain't never scared. Oh my god. All right, next fun fact. Let's see. Number 6. Oh, okay, I didn't know this one. Salvador Dali designed the famous logo for Chupa Chups lollipops. I did not know that. I did not know that. Um, Consequently, I'm trying to remember if I've ever had a Chupa Chups lollipop, like, in my lifetime. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of O's down here. Whoops. I don't know if I have. I'd have to think on that. Maybe I have, but I just don't remember it. I mean, I don't think that they're, like, so delicious that the experience would stick with me or anything, so maybe that's what it is. It's just delicious. But he was busy doing all kinds of stuff, making logos, painting melting clocks and things. Oh, welcome, Diamond Queen 2020. See if I can, maybe. Nope, I can't. Well, congratulations. Finally figured out how to do something. Woo! Wanted to pop in for a sec, gonna shoot the bow with the sun and then play checkers. Sister's at a friend's house, so I don't want him getting bored. Oh, yeah. Yeah, go shoot stuff with him. Did you guys ever get your new target for the backyard? I know you were talking about getting a new target on your whip and chat. Wearing out your deer. Um Chupa Chups, lollipops. And then Diamond Queen, I believe that you're on Discord. Yeah, you're on Discord. I'll make sure that you get added on the members thing on there too. We got a tiny one, but I want another buck. Okay. 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 Right on. All right, number 7. Claude Monet destroyed a lot of his own paintings. He was his own harshest critic. Man, can I feel that though. Seriously. Like, uh, no, guys, you got the wrong person. Just so's you knows. Oh my goodness. Do, 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 do. So, being your own harshest critic, I feel that deep down. Oh, oh, right on. Sorry, I'm reading something. Reading about Frida Kahlo. Um, Frida Kahlo painted many self portraits because she spent long periods bedridden. What was she bedridden for? I don't know what she was bedridden for. Let me see if I can Google that. Uh, Hello, bedridden, paralyzed. In 1913, when she was 6 years old, she contracted polio. Oh, wow. Man, that's why you vaccinate your children, people. Right there. Right there. Polio and a bus accident? Hold on, what is a bus accident? was riding hit a trolley car. The bus she was riding hit a trolley car. Good lord. Man, what a hard life. And, top all that off with the fact that she was a bisexual woman of color. Like, you can imagine, holy craps. Like, how hard would that life be? You know? I just put, I just do. Oh, well, it'll be fine. Um, I can't even imagine like all of those different challenges in your life. That would be that would be pretty crazy. You know what I mean? Like where do you find the time and the strength to be able to do all that you need to do? I guess you don't. But pretty amazing that I mean, now to be fair, I didn't know a lot about Frida Kahlo before. I knew some small things about Frida Kahlo, but that's pretty amazing. Not only to have polio and then on top of that, get into a horrible bus accident and to still be an accomplished artist, like that's talent. See, again, I can't even figure my own life out. Frida Kahlo portrayed her unbearable neuropathic that word, I can say it, pain and fibromyalgia due to motor vehicle accident with a series of surrealistic paintings centered around dot 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 Diego Rivera. Wow, that's just crazy. That is really crazy. What an amazing woman. I can see why so many people just honestly look up to her so much. Okay, let's get into the next one. Okay. Jackson Pollock. Let's talk about Mr. Jackson Pollock here. He was known for his drip technique, a key development in abstract expressionism. Okay, so I personally, you guys, I don't get it. I'm gonna have to say that I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know why it's a thing that that people have paid millions for that kind of artwork. I just simply don't get it. All all power to those who do, and if that is your like your thing and you're like it's amazing, it's the best, and I'm like, yeah, you go. I don't understand it, but okay, you go. Um it just isn't something that makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe it's because I'm uncultured swine. We can go with that. We can go with that. I would be all right with that distinction because right. That's what I'm saying, Sarah. If I could do it, mm, if literally anyone could do it, though I've seen some of these things like that literally could have been done by a 3-year-old and people pay millions for it. And it's like, I just don't, am I missing something? I know what I'm missing. Millions of dollars. That's what I'm missing. Because art is really only art to those who feel like it's artwork, right? So if someone who's a millionaire goes, I'd pay $1 million for that. The artist sets the price. They pay $1 million. It hits the news or whatever. Like, millionaire poet buys painting for not millionaire poet. Let me try this again. Elon Musk pays $4 million for 9-year old's picture of a tricycle. And there you go. Now all of a sudden this kid's famous because some famous whack job. Musk is a whack job, not saying he's not a whack job. Goes and buys a painting and makes it famous, I guess. I don't know. When somebody says, I would pay you $6 million for that, Are you going to be like, no, that's way too much? I'll take $10. 10. How about a crisp high five? Can I have one of those? Nah. If I can do it, I just don't think that it should be millions of dollars worth is all. But there again, art is subjective. It's up, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So what can I say about it, you know? Everything's worth what people are willing to pay for it. That is very true. It's very, very true. If you're willing to pay for it, then that's what it is. Andy Warhol's this is number 10. Andy Warhol's 1962 Campbell's Soup Cans painting features 32 cans to represent each flavor the brand offered. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Didn't know that there were that many flavors of different. I guess I did. I go to the supermarket and I see all of those things and I'm like, "Yep, that's a thing that exists. Okay, okay." Oh, I know who I was thinking of, Jennifer. I was thinking of Onions Around the World because there's a couple of people, you and her, who have very similar account names, so I get the two of you mixed up when it comes to chat. I think that's who I was thinking of, Diamonds Around the World. Um, but that's a lot of flavors. I didn't even know that was a thing. All right, next one. Number 11, Edvard Munch's The Scream was inspired by a volcanic eruption's effects on the sky. I'm like trying to think of what that actually looked like and what the inspiration would be. Doing a little nuts with them soup cans. Yeah. Yep. I'd be like, nah, you're bat spit, but I take checks. I don't know, man. Checks nowadays. Checks nowadays are probably all right, but back in the day, them suckers be bouncing left, right, sideways. All right, the scream. I gotta look at it now. Munch's scream. Oh, okay. Yeah, it does have those like wavy, like lines in it, little wavy lines, like red, orange, kind of soupy looking. I could see that being around a volcano eruption. Interesting. Number 12, Georgia O'Keeffe is often called the mother of American modernism. I think, there's a lot to be said about all of the we'll say provocative artwork in Georgia O'Keeffe's work, right? Um, Definitely a appreciation of the lady body, or at least lady parts, and you know, I could see her being the mother of something, sure. And it's funny how often, people giggle at the fact that Georgia O'Keeffe's flowers look like, well, lady parts. Um, so I buy that. Okay. I'll accept that as fact. What else we got? Let's see. Number 12 or 13. The Venus de Milo is famous for having no arms, though originally she likely did. That's a statue, an armless statue. If you play Animal Crossing, it was the beautiful statue. It's missing its arms. Um, and probably over time they likely fell off or were broken or something in transport or whatever, but likely the Venus de Milo had arms at one point. I don't know why they would have made it without arms, you know? All right, number 14. Henry Matisse to cutouts when arthritis hindered his ability to paint. Matisse did flowers, right? He did a lot of different flowers. Matisse art. Oh, okay. Interesting. No, it was impressionism or like modernism or neo-impressionism. Like he was influenced by Van Gogh and Cezanne and Gauguin. Um yeah, he was a impressionist painter or um a fauvist painter or whatever. Yeah, again, more kind of stuff that I could probably do, his later stuff, myself, like, definitely. I do like some of his artworks, though. Pretty interesting. There's one with boobies. I love some with boobies on it. All right, number 15. The world's largest mosaic is located in Barcelona Park Güell? Wheel? Designed by Antoni Gaudi. What's a mosaic? Ooh, okay, cool. Number 16, Caravaggio was infamous for his violent behavior, yet he painted some of the most revered religious works. Okay, you know, I don't know what it is about um there's just something to be said about some people hide behind a very the word I'm looking for. Uh they hide behind a I don't know why the word won't come to me, but they hide behind that facade that they're very holy or that they're very um reverent or whatever, and they end up being abusive jerks. What is that about? Man, makes me mad. Makes me real mad because they tend to get away with it too, which is not really fair when you think about it. What is the word? Dang. It's gonna drive me nuts. Religion and violence often go hand in hand. Very true. Winged victory is better. Yeah, the wings are pretty awesome on winged victory. Yeah. Yeah. We like that one. We like that one. Um, pious. Maybe pious is the word I'm looking could be pious. We'll accept that as the word I was looking for, even though I don't think it is. But yeah, there's something to be said about that piety and violence. It's just one of those things. The way that, back in the day, nuns used to like to rap the shit out of people's knuckles with whatever they had in their hands, you know? Does it correlate? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying it doesn't. I can tell you that much. All right, let's see. Klimt the Kiss contains real gold leaf in its composition. So that actually brings up a really interesting point that we had discussed before about whether or not old masters should have uh embellishments or enhancements in them like ABs or things like that. And some people say, no, they should not have any ABs in them. They should be left natural because blah, 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 blah. But then when you think about it, famous works of art from old masters or masters of any kind, they used materials in order to get the colors that they got. Like uh Van Gogh used lapis in Starry Night. Um, there were beetle shells that were used there to make iridescent colors. I mean, they got those colors somehow and they had to use what they had around them, right? And so Klimt having gold leaf does not surprise me in the least that it would have some sort of an embellishment like that because, you know, obviously humans, we like pretty shiny, sparkly things. Why wouldn't you, if you could, in your paints, use metallics or other colors or mummy dust, right? Whatever. Anything that they could find, they used. And so, um, people that argue that diamond paintings of old masters should not include ABs or uh, the fairy dust or whatever, I disagree. I disagree respectfully because I know that there was lots of stuff going on in paintings by old masters from back when, you know? I mean, they were using scarab beetles and all kinds of stuff, plants and uh whatever they could find. Literally whatever the metals even were incorporated into paints. Um that's that's why we have lead paint, right? I don't know if it was necessarily for shininess, but you know that we had lead in paint. And there was probably some metallic aspect to lead paint, I would imagine. But yeah, so there you go. Fluoro is used for dyes and paints. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Do 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 do. All right. Number 18. The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Johann Vermeer is often called the Mona Lisa of the North. Ooh, fancy. That does make sense. I mean, they're both ladies, right? They're both posing for the artist. Um there are rumors that the Mona Lisa was actually a self-portrait of, well, not a self-portrait necessarily, but that it was Da Vinci depicting himself as a woman, and that is why the Mona Lisa has that little smirk on her face. There are a lot of different conspiracy theories around what the Mona Lisa actually was, where it came from, you know, whatever. But that's my favorite is that it was Da Vinci basically painting himself as a woman. Lead was used to make white pigment. Ah, all right. Jean Michael Basquiat. However you say that, guys. Oh my gosh, I almost read that as began as a giraffe artist, but it says graffiti. Began as a graffiti artist under the name Samo before becoming a neo-expressionist painter. Samo. Samo. Okay. I don't know who that is. Sorry, uncultured swine. I can't help it. Edgar Degas was most famous for his depictions of ballet dancers, capturing them in intimate, often offbeat poses. Yes, he did. He did a lot of different ballerinas, ballet poses, ballet things. Um, and it kind of makes you wonder why dude was hanging around ballet studios so much. Maybe he had a daughter that he was taking to ballet every day, and he was like, "Well, while I'm here, let's go ahead and knock out some paintings of these ladies while they're on the bar, just doing their thing." You know, is it the same as like modern day? I take my daughter to ballet classes, but then I go watch the ladies in the yoga classes. Like, but like hot yoga or something? I'm gonna go paint in hot yoga. Da Vinci and drag is the way I choose to enjoy the Mona Lisa. Yeah, heck yeah, why not? I say that's the best theory about it. I think it's right just because I want it to be. And now I have decided that it is canon that Degas was actually like a ballet dad. Um, like he was the father of a little ballerina, and that he was just going there and like um, painting pictures of like mom ladies who more or less just trying to drop 10 pounds. That's now canon in my head. I don't apologize for it. Have you heard the theory that Degas was Jack the Ripper? I have not. I have not heard that theory, but again, might make a little sense. I mean, don't know why dude's hanging around ballet studios so much, but what are you going to do? Especially because, like, they weren't typical poses, right? They weren't them in a pas de bourrée or whatever. They were, you know, or in a pirouette. They were like tying their shoes or, whatever. So maybe he painted these at home later, like out of memory, like some sort of stalker serial killer. Whoa, Bowie. No, no barkies, doggy. No barkies. Um, I don't know. That's what my brain has chosen to accept now. Sure, I could get around the idea that he was actually Jack the Ripper. Michelle was thinking stalker. Yeah, see? See, it could be possible. I mean, Jack the Ripper was kind of stalkery. He just stalked a different class of lady. You always want what you can't have. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Not to speak ill of the dead or anything, because I don't really know anything about Degas like that. So sorry, Degas family. Nah, I don't know. Again, remember, uncultured swine right here. I don't know nothing. All right. Now we're into art techniques and materials. Number 21, the Impressionists used small, thin brush strokes to create their signature style. I mean, it makes sense to use small, thin brush strokes so that you don't mess up. You know, big strokes, big mistakes, little strokes, little mistakes, right? I mean, makes the most sense to me. I don't know why you'd want to be going all crazy. Or you just do like Jackson Pollock and drop some paint onto a canvas and call it artwork, you know? Welcome back. However, you choose to appreciate your artwork is up to you. And if you like splatter painting, then and you need a splatter painting and you want to pay millions for it, hey, call me up. I can make you a splatter painting any size you like. I'll customize it for you. I'll even let you pick colors. But the deal is that you got to pay me millions because it's totally worth that. Yes. Sugar, what are you whining about? No, no whining. Dustin took Beans for a walk because he, started pretty early with his bull crap. So Dustin was like, well, all right, I'll take him walking. And now Sugar's just crap stirring because she's the only dog really around here to stir crap with besides Bowie. And Bowie is not easily stirred. So there's that. All right, number 22, pointillism, pioneered by Georges Seurat, involves painting with small dots of color. Pointillism, also probably known as stippling, which honestly was no, she's not Jamie, no longer in heat. Which honestly was one of my favorite ways to do artwork was with stippling. I love stippling. One of my favorite ways to make art. I love it. So cool. No, she finally she she's at the point now where when being he goes and sniffs her. She like bites him. The other day, he was yelping like a little princess, and I couldn't figure out what was going on because he kept like nose in her face, nose in her face, nose in her face. Well, she turned around and she bit him on his lip and like was hanging on. Now, mind you, the dog only has three good teeth. So she's hanging off of his lip and he's yiping, like yiping like a little princess. And it was like, well, there you go. Stop bothering her. She would like you to get out of her face, please. Yep. I loved the dot artwork when I was younger. Yeah. I mean, it's good stuff. It's definitely good stuff. I gotta change out my putty, I think, pretty soon here. Um, I like to do things with stippled artwork. I just like the way that it looks, you know? I also like artwork that's done in like cross hatching. I've always enjoyed that kind of artwork as well. I'm trying to think of uh someone who is really good at that type of artwork off the top of my head. And of course, I got nothing because, I sprung it on myself. Diamond painting is like stippling. Yeah, I would agree with it is definitely like stippling. Can't go quite as fast, but as long as you're dotting, then you're doing it the right way. Yeah, I gotta change out my putty. I'm getting a little strangy. I only just take off like basically just a little bit of the top layer of my putty. Like I don't even take all of it out of there because there's really no point. I don't ever get at that stuff in there. I just take out that top bit and then I just get like the smallest little amount to top it off and then I'm good to go. It's a little less putty that way. Although, it could be like Sarah, where she waits until it gets real grainy and whatever, and then she like mixes it all up and puts it back in there. That's too much work. I think of it like bit art. Yeah, and diamond painting is like bit art too. Definitely. Definitely. Um Number 23, fresco painting involves applying pigment onto wet plaster, a technique used in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel. Oh, I guess I don't know what I thought painting a fresco was. 'Cause I thought that was just like painting on a building or whatever. But it has to be wet plaster. Yeah, involves applying pigment onto wet plaster. And I imagine, depending on if you're using oils or acrylics or whatever, the plaster would have to be wet. Otherwise, it would just keep soaking and soaking and soaking the paint. You know, that'd be my assumption. I was too much true crime. When I hear stippling, I don't think of art. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good idea. I always switch out the whole thing and feel guilty dumping out the untouched putty. No, no way. You don't have to do all that. All you have to do is just take the top part off and refill just the top part. And you don't have to take the whole thing out. You just scrape off the top. Because yeah, I never get at the bottom stuff. Although, like I said, Sarah, she takes it out and like mixes it and then puts back in. I just leave the bottom so that I don't have to refill the whole thing and waste putty. This painting, okay, so that brings me to, all right, I've been working on this painting, right? And it's beautiful. What I've noticed, looking at the colors on here, okay, and the way that it reads on camera, the colors in here, right? It's reading on camera as very pale, peachy, what have you. In person, this is very orangey in the same way that, and it uses, I believe, the same colors as deep. So I was thinking maybe when I end up finishing one of my other round pieces, I will put deep back into the rotation. I will finish it as charted with the acrylic, although I have extras from this to replace it with resin instead, and then keep going with it that way. Because maybe it's not like to my eyeball in front of me, it looks very orangey. You're not seeing very orangey. You're seeing peachy pale. I know because I always look at my diamond paintings through my camera lens now. Um, but yeah, so I might go back and work on deep and just see what it looks like as is. Just that, you know. I must be slow. I just realized it's a round. Yep, it's a round. It is a round, indeedy. What's up, Noel? Long time no see ya. I do mix it sometimes, but it's not the same as fresh new putty. Agreed. It's not after dark yet, Amber. The tip. Moo hoo hoo ha ha ha. Yeah, it's the Camilla de Erico. Well spotted, Noel. Well spotted. All right. Where are we at? Number 25. Nope, number 24. Just kidding. Cubism, co-founded by Picasso and Georges Braque, fragmented objects into geometric shapes. And again, it is not my particular favorite style of art, and I don't think that it's I think it's just like I said, it's a personal preference sort of thing. Some people love Picasso, like best artist ever. And I'm like, hey, more power to you. Weirdo. That's judgmental, Naomi. Stop being so judgmental. Um, but really though, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But yeah, this uses the same colors that Deep does. And I'm kind of wondering if I should just do it, see how I feel about it. If I need to change it out later, I do. Oh, I forgot a few. Hold on a second. I gotta get these because otherwise it'll drive me nuts. Got about 3 little diamonds. There we go. Put that away. Grab my 3 diamonds. Put them on my painting. I don't like to leave them. It drives me bananas. Bananas. Isn't it pretty though? It's looking really good. Have coloring books will travel. Welcome. Hi. Haven't seen you in a minute. How have you been? Yep, 3 little baby diamonds. Um, so yeah, I think I might end up just, you know, pulling out some leftover colors from this, maybe trying to replace with resin if I can for the skin tone only, and then finishing up the painting as is, maybe. Or at least maybe mixing it up a little bit so that um there's a little less orangey tone in it, but this does have a lot of peachy orange tone that you don't see in the camera. So I don't know. I don't know. You been good? Awesome. What coloring books have you been working on? Are you doing any diamond painting? If so, what you working on? What is everybody working on for diamond paintings tonight? I know I asked this morning what everybody was working on. I've been working on this. Heidi, I can show her again here in just a second. Show you what Miss Heidi looks like. She's real pretty. She's real pretty. It is a Camilla de Erico piece. Nicole, Noel, well spotted on that. It's this one right here. She's so pretty. I love her. Mrs. Butter D is still sitting at the table. Well, you better get on it, Noelle. Get that Mrs. Butter D, especially because it's a round. We know you like your rounds. I like to have a round palette cleanser. That's what I like for rounds. I don't do them all the. Hey, whiny, what are you whining about? Sugar, come here. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi to the peoples? Sugar, come here, sugar. Come here, sugar. Come here. Come here, sugar. Don't walk away from me, you jerk. She's ignoring me. Like, no, I'm not ready for my close up. You're going to make fun of me again. Your internet friends. Rude, Mom. Real rude. Well, it's because you're annoying. I love you, but you're real annoying when you just bark for no reason or whine for no reason. Unless Dustin is just getting home, in which case that would be a reason, I suppose, for you to whine. I still don't have to like it, okay? 50 Halloween miniature coloring book, working on Halloween pages. Ooh. She was like, I did nothing to be shamed. Uh-oh, what's she singing? Sugar, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl. And you got me wanting you. Forest. Okay, let's go back. Let me go back and read. Okay, so we've got people working on Long Distance Coven is Amber. Goddess Jen's working on a mystery. Spirits by Diamond Art Club is Diamond Queen. Diamonds in Recovery, the Mrs. Butter D. Glory is working on apples. Forest Friends from Club have coloring books will travel. Destiny is working on Cypresses by Van Gogh, wherever you want to say it. Diamond Dots, your oldest kit. Oh, so you know that it's got confetti up the butt. Kat is working on Mystery now, worked on Firefly earlier. Michelle is finishing Couch Dragon. Sarah's got to finish a couple work things and then Mystery. Now that'll be in my head all night. Yeah. Still working on Jupiter, Callie. Jamie's working on Nuzzling Wolves. And Sue is working on the Pen Pal. Nice. Very nice. Getting things done. Talking about art. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've just never really understood the steps, right? Flow night. Yeah. Yeah, the I almost said I almost said pubism. It's not pubism, it's cubism. Picasso. I was gonna say Picasso and cubism at the same time, and it came out pubism. So there you go. Watercolor. Number 25 is one of the oldest painting methods, dating back to prehistoric cave paintings. The ones in France that are like 40,000 years old, that is considered a watercolor painting. Pretty fascinating. Fascinating. Um, Watercolor is the oldest form. And you know, to be honest with you, when it comes to artwork, general artwork, right? I would have to say that watercolor is my favorite medium of artwork. Like, does it surprise me that Margaret Morales is one of my favorite artists? No, it's watercolor. I love watercolor. I wish I could paint watercolor. I wish I could watercolor paint. And I'm sure if I like did a bunch of YouTube tutorials or something on how to do it, I probably could learn. Um, I could never be at that caliber because I can't draw things out of my head. I can copy what I see, but I can't make things up out of my own brain. Like I just don't have that ability. I don't. Probably an art style, to be honest. Cubism? Yeah, probably. Probably. Dirty, dirty. But yeah, I love watercolor. I've always loved watercolor. Just has a special place in my heart, you know? Um, all right. I'm gonna see if I figure out how to say this word. Number 26, sfumato. Sfumato. Sfumato is a painting technique that softens edges, famously used by Da Vinci in the Mona Lisa. When that isn't that just blending? Sfumato, the painting technique that softens edges. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. I was trying to see if I could find an example. Meh. Number 27. Assemblage is a form of sculpture comprised of found objects or non-art materials. I do really enjoy over. I do really enjoy when artists used found objects to make artwork. I have seen some really cool sculptures that were made out of found like objects. Nothing that was supposed to be artistic. I also like it when they take those things and then they use light and shadow. Like you think you're just looking at a garbage pile basically, and then they shine a light through it, and there's like a whole scene happening in the shadow behind them. So freaking cool. Very, very cool. Um, Especially like I said, because you think you're just looking at a big old pile of garbage, and really what you see is something really just moving, spectacular, very cool stuff. And then there's ones that, they're like a mobile, whatever. Um, they're hanging from the ceiling, and when it spins, like it gives you a completely different angle of the same piece, but because of the way that it's like moved around itself, you get a completely different image based on whatever way it spins. So freaking cool. I just I don't have I wouldn't have personally the spatial awareness. Like there's this test that you can take to find out whether or not you are like better at spatial awareness or not. And it's taking like a Tetris piece kind of, and it takes that piece and it flips it different ways, and you have to figure out which one is the same piece based on it being flipped around another way. I suck at those. I'm no good at those because I don't visualize things in that way, in a spatial way. I'm great with directions, like I'm great with other things, but just spatial awareness, I don't really have great spatial awareness and just never have. Just never have. So when I see pieces like that, I'm fascinated, completely fascinated. Talk about dirty sounding words. Sounded Italian. Cubism. Yeah, a little bit. Um, or you meant sfumato. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is Italian. Number 28. Chiaroscuro is a technique of strong contrasts between light and dark used by artists like Caravaggio. Okay, okay. Oh boy. This is a French one. I'm a murder this one. Trompe l'oeil? Trompe l'oeil? Uh, is an art technique that uses realistic imagery to create the optical illusion of three dimensions. All right, now I have to see an example of this because what the heck even is that? It's an art technique that uses realistic imagery to create the optical illusion of three dimensions. Oh, wow. Okay. How do you say it? No, I don't need you to just tell me phonetically how to say it or don't, whatever. There's some really cool paintings. Like I mean, mostly it looks like it's used on the ground and then it makes it look like you're either falling into a pit or there's a snake coming out of the ground. That's really cool. I do like that. I like sidewalk chalk art um for that reason, like where you see people like doing sidewalk chalk art, but it looks like, whatever they've done is 3D. Like it's either jumping out at you or it's like, falling into the sidewalk or whatever. Really, really cool. They have this yearly sidewalk chalk art festival or whatever here in town. And one year I actually did some sidewalk chalk art, just for fun, not anything phenomenal or whatever. I took the kids out and did some chalk art on the ground. I provided my own chalks and whatever. Um, but I think it's such a cool ability I do not have. Again, I'm just no, I'm just not art brained in that way. Dang it. My lid came right off when I was trying to take it out of the container. Ended up Thankfully, when I dumped some drills, it all dumped into the top of the container, not like, well, there's some in the container, but not bad. They didn't get everywhere, thank goodness, but still a pain in the butt to have dropped a bunch of drills. Growl. Like with the Tic Tac containers, you have to grab them like you use a nail almost and you pick it up from the side. Well, when I did that, it removed the lid from the top. Pain in my butt. Man, man. Oh well. I think I got most of them. There's probably some in the bottom, but it's Diamond Art Club, so I should have enough. I'm just gonna have to remember that this one I can't take out that way. Dang it. All right. Yeah. At least it didn't all spill out. Dropped half a bag of drills and it went all over the floor. Ugh. Yeah, that makes me sad. When it goes all over the floor, that's time to cry, especially if it's like this one. This is a uh stash piece. So like I'm not getting new drills for this. They're not going to be sending me no drills. So I got to be careful I don't drop them all on the floor. Cuz then what am I going to do? I don't want to use non-resin drills because then they don't look as good, you know? Like, sure, that would make me real mad. Really is a beautiful piece though. It's lovely. I do I do love Camilla Day. She is one of my absolute favorite artists that Diamond Art Club has. I just find her girls to be very I don't know that provocative is the right word for it. So yeah, maybe a little provocative. There's definitely a pouty lip thing happening, and I don't, they almost always are or appear to be nude, right? Or not wearing much for clothes when they're wearing clothes. Um, but they've always got some animal on their head or animals on their head. And I don't know. I just like them. Soul of the Storm is one of the few where it's not, well, one of the few that, Diamond Art Club has, where it's not her, like her girls with stuff on their heads, like animal stuff on their heads. Yes, it's a rain cloud falling on her head. Raindrops keep falling on her head. There's a song to get stuck in your head. Um, Earworm time. But I don't know. I love her artwork so much. I just love it. Just love it. Love, love, love it. Cannot help how much I love it. When the Diamond Art Club YouTube commercials say no mess diamond painting, I always lag. If you hit the refresh button, I think it fixes that lag. I think it does. It's giving sexy brat style. Yeah, a little bit. And I like them. I like them even though they're giving me sexy brat doll, you know? Okay, I only need one of this color, so I'm just gonna grab it. I'm gonna dip out one. One. Boop. There's my one drill that I needed for this one right here. Yeah, it definitely it gives you a little bit of sexy brat doll. And I I like that because my oldest, I mean, my oldest was obsessed with Bratz dolls, Monster High too. Um, More so, I feel like with Orion with the Bratz, and well, more with Monster High dolls, but they definitely both had their fair share of Bratz and Monster High dolls. I remember when Aurora was younger, her dad refused to buy her Bratz dolls like for Christmas or birthdays, even though it was like the only thing she ever asked for, because he thought that they dressed like ladies of the night and uh didn't want to impress upon Aurora that it was okay for her to dress like that. And I'm like, she's not gonna dress like I never dressed like my Barbies. Like, we're the ones who determine what she's allowed to wear anyways. So why neither of us dress provocatively? Why would she start dressing provocatively? Like, she knows not to dress up like a doll, you know? What? What even is that? Hit the refresh button. Hi, Riley. Welcome. I don't know if I've seen you in chat before. Welcome, welcome. We're just sitting here talking about, well, right now I'm talking about Bratz dolls and artwork. But we're talking about artwork and we're diamond painting. Let us know what diamond painting you're working on if you are working on a diamond painting right now. I just have a little bit right over here to do. What time are we at? Hold on a second. We have a half an hour. Holy crap, I'm gonna have to open another square. Um, yeah, I don't know. I haven't. Oh, okay. Oh, well, hello, Amber's friend, Riley. Now you will be our friend. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you got yourself onto the Discord okay. Yeah. Okay. Next fun fact. Number 30. Impasto involves thickly layering paint on the canvas to add texture. I'm going with impasto. I am impasto. Only because it's talking about thickening something and I'm thinking about thick pasta. Not because that's right, just because I'm thinking of thick pasta. We'll go with that. Thick pastas. Thicken up that stuff with your impasta. Who doesn't love a nice thick impasta? All right, next one. The encaustic technique used in ancient Greece involves painting with hot wax mixed with pigments. Encaustic technique. Yeah, okay. Pigments in wax, huh? Hmm. I guess I would be worried if you use that as a medium that the wax would like chip off of your paintings. Don't you think? And that seems like that would be what would happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Um, Surrealists, number 32, often use the technique of automatism, that's the word, to create art from the subconscious mind. Is that what they call it? I guess that makes sense. Just painting from your mind, letting your mind flow freely and give whatever art piece it's giving you. I could see it. I could definitely see it. Automa interestings. Like the wax Harry Potter used to seal an envelope. I don't know. Maybe I had thick pasta for dinner. Ooh, you're an impasto. Yep, she spelled it right. Impasto. Uh, don't ask me. Gouache is an opaque watercolor paint that dries to a matte finish. Gouache? 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 Gouache. 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 I've now said it so many times, it is a nonsense word. uh, Number 34. Kinetic art involves movement as part of the artwork, either mechanically or naturally. Etching. Etching is a printmaking process where designs are cut into a surface, often metal. Do you remember those like little etchy like kits you could buy where you would buy like, the metal with the black paint over the top of it, and then you would be able to like scratch into it and make your own etchings. I always thought that was really cool. I had more fun playing with it than I did actually making any like good artwork with it, but I always thought those were really super cool, the etchings. Again, not a particular talent that I have. I'm not saying that I am talentless, but that is not one of the talents that I do have. Um, but I always thought etching was like super cool. Really, really cool scratch art stuff. Really neat. Gouache. Jamie says it's gouache. Sure, we'll go with it. Couldn't handle the sound. Yeah. That might be another reason why I never really messed around with it much is because of the sound. Because I didn't even think about that because yeah, I can't with the squeaky squeakies. Mm-mm. No ma'am, Pam. Can't cannot do it. Um, and I've seen some really beautiful etched art, but I just yeah, no. Can't do the scrapey sounds. It's not for me. Not for me. Look at, isn't this beautiful? Really turning out really nice. I like it. I like it a lot. I would scratch dirty words in them. Yeah, of course. All right. Next, mosaic art is made from small pieces of colored glass, stone, or called tesserae. Okay. 37. Pastel paintings are made from pigments bound in a stick, allowing for vibrant color. I do like pastel art. I used to have a lot of fun, but I think I had more fun like just getting my fingers dirty, like messy with pastels because I thought like, Ooh, look at me. I'm a real artist now. I got messy fingers because apparently that makes a difference. You get the messy fingers. So this color in particular in the horn, I'm actually replacing this color with a fairy dust that I found, which is a similar color. It's not the same, but it really reads well on there. So I'm replacing just for the horn on this. I didn't have enough to do like to replace the whole color, which is a bummer because it's a really good fairy dust color, but what are you gonna do? You know? I just saw a video on how some of the handmade pastels are made. It's crazy. I looked to buy some, but they were insanely expensive. Yeah, I bet. I bet. Oh, you had some Alfredo sauce with your chunky pastas. Tempera is a type of paint made from pigments and egg yolk, commonly used before oil paint. I always wondered what the difference was, like with tempera paint versus because I remember seeing it like in the store. Apparently, it is made with egg yolks. Interesting. How do you not like bake it? Or maybe you do bake it. Is that how they like dry it out? Is you bake it? Hmm. Interesting. Don't know. Would have to look it up. But it would make sense. You know, like you just really dry it out. Guess I'd be worried that it would like crack or whatever. Because oh, egg white is how you make meringue. So if you got egg yolks, then um I guess you're using it to mix colors. And I bet it helped it like spread longer, maybe would be my assumption. I don't know. I've never worked with tempera paints before. Used in finger painting. Yolks, not whites. Um lithography is a printing method based on the principle that oil and water do not mix. Well, okay. Oh, here we go. Number 40. Stippling is a technique where small dots are used to create shading and texture. And I absolutely love stippling. It is really, really, really one of my favorite types of art, like a style of art. I like watercolor and I like stippling, but specifically, I like to stipple myself. Like stippling art is really cool, but I that's my favorite way to do the artwork is like by stippling. I think it just looks neat. Honestly, that's really what it is, and it's fun to do. Like just sit and dot on paper, dot 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 dot, making your shading and whatever. I used to draw like boxes essentially, um, where I would have uh opportunity to do a lot of like pop dark to light, you know? Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Never tried stippling. You should. I enjoy it for shading because I'm just not very good with regard to light and dark and shadows and things like that. So, I feel like when I stipple, I have more control over what the shade ends up looking like at the end or whatever. So, I don't know. I say give it a try because I enjoy it. I would think other people would probably enjoy it. Yeah. What? I don't know what just happened. There we are. I'm like, man, I got a really glorious, like, power hour long nap before the live. I enjoyed that so freaking much. I cannot even begin to tell you. It was lovely until Beans just started barking about nothing. passing cars or people or kids on bikes or whatever, and woke me up insisting that he needed to go bark at kids on bikes or traffic or whatever. Like, you jerk. Come on, man. Let me sleep. Let me get this next 5 minutes of sleep. Nope. Holy bejesus, you're a fast painter. Yeah, yeah. I've kind of been that way for a minute. Um, I do paint fast, and honestly, when I'm talking, it slows me down quite a bit. Uh, whoops, not put that in there without the lid on it. Um, I feel like talking slows me down quite a bit, but I am pretty quick. That is definitely true. I am a quick painter. Yeah, so I'm only gonna have the opportunity to do like his horn, and then I also put a few of them in the eye here. And then the other ones have like a little lemon eye of the same color, so I'm gonna use it in there. But yeah, I don't have enough of this fairy dust. Otherwise, I'd be putting it wherever you see this color because I think it looks so pretty. It looks so good. It looks real, real good. And we like it. Yeah, when I'm not talking, I am just flying through diamond paintings. Like if I'm on the Discord after dark and you notice I'm getting quiet, it's probably because I've like gotten into a groove with things and I'm just moving along real fast. Real, real fast. You guys were talking about stippling on here earlier and true crime when I just hopped on here, so I laughed when the word came back up. The metallics came in from diamond painting drills. Quality is excellent and they're so pretty. Oh, that's good to hear, Jamie. That's good. Glad to hear it. And now you will have lots of, extra stuff. Yep, that was me. Yes, Michelle was talking about stippling, uh, reminding her of true crime stuff. Because they do talk about, the way that certain body, let's say, fluid looks when it's, yeah, that. Um, yeah, stippling came up in my fun fact. All right, let's look at another fun fact here. But let me get this color down real quick, and then I will take a peeky at the next fun fact. The next fun fact. What is it? Let's see. Art movement. Number 41. Impressionism was initially ridiculed by critics for its unfinished look. I believe it because I don't really care for Impressionism myself. Surrealism was inspired by dreams, the unconscious mind, and psychoanalysis, like Salvador Dali's Melting Clocks. That's surrealism. Dadaism was an anti art movement formed as a reaction to World War II, also with a funny name Dada. Dadaism. You can say that until it's a nonsense word too. Dadaism, Dadaism. Dadaism? Pop art. Pop art popularized by Andy Warhol, um, celebrated consumerism and mass-produced culture. And you do see a lot of that when it comes to pop art. It does tend to celebrate consumerism and mass-produced culture, or at least it points it out that it exists. Um, and there are some really fascinating pieces out there of uh, pop art, and the pop art style is actually pretty cool. especially when you see like the people or whatever, and they have like real heavy line art on them or dot art on the face or whatever. Really cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. Um, yes, Andy Warhol was a pop artist. He's the one that did the Campbell soup cans. Abstract expressionism emphasized spontaneous, automatic, or subconscious creation, like Jackson Pollock with the flingy paint. Neoclassicism sought to return to the simplicity and grandeur of classical antiquity. All those big words to say they wanted to be fancy, y'all. They wanted to be so fancy. You already know. Yeah. I mean, there was this whole want in artwork to return to a finer time or whatever, a finer style. Well, there's this, this thought that once something is removed from the box, it can't be stuffed back into Pandora's box. And so once we had these different art styles, um, people found things that they really liked, a genre that they really liked, and they stuck with it. And so, you can say, "Oh, I'm a neoclassicist" or whatever, and you really like the Renaissance style, so you're going to mimic that in your neoclassicist art movement or whatever. But I mean, honestly, just because I don't like an art style or whatever doesn't mean that it's an invalid art style. It just means either A, I probably don't understand it, which is likely the case because again, uncultured swine, um, or simply that it doesn't speak to my heart, it doesn't speak to my soul, and it's okay if it speaks to yours and not to mine because we're different people. We are struck by different imagery, and deciding whether or not that imagery speaks to us is 100% objective, subjective. It's up to the person who's looking at it. Because there's lots of things that I don't think qualify as art to me. Romanticism is focused on emotion, individualism, and the beauty of nature. I do like romantic art. Art Nouveau is known for its flowing, organic forms and intricate details. Minimalism, its essential elements, often using geometric forms. Also, another form of art I don't understand is minimalism. Like, I just don't understand the point to drawing a triangle and going, it's artwork. Like, oh, okay. Riley, sorry, got a little too excited. Yay, you made it in the Discord, Riley. Woo woo. That's the banana one. Not sure which one you're asking about, the banana one. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think Justin's just getting home. Uh, so what other styles do we have? Realism. I do like realism. Focuses on depicting everyday life and rejecting idealization of subjects. Symbolism uses imagery and metaphor to express ideas. Op art creates options that trick the. I do okay. I do really enjoy optical illusion artwork. I think it is really really cool. Like you see there's a picture. It's supposed to be of a young woman looking in a vanity or something, but when you look like when you see it that way first, you can look further and you can see what looks like an old hag with a scarf tied over her head or whatever. There's also it's a skull, but it's like two women sitting at a table and having tea or something. I do enjoy optical illusion type artwork. I think that it challenges the brain to see a new or different perspective, and that's just really cool. in my mind. What else we got? Let's see. Take a drink. Mountain Dew, yummy. We've got Fauvism, led by Matisse, was characterized by bold colors and non-naturalistic palettes. You've got the Baroque period, which was art known for grandeur and drama and movement. I like Baroque art. I also like Renaissance art, which is a return to classical ideas of balance and harmony and perspective. All the good styles, all the good things. Let's find out some unusual art facts, okay? The Statue of Liberty is technically a piece of colossal art designed by French sculptor Frederic Auguste Bartholdi. It's a huge statue, and it is considered a colossal piece of artwork. Wow, colossal artwork. Very cool stuff. If it's not Baroque, don't fix it. Lol, that was a Beauty and the Beast joke. I remember it.
Remember it?
I do. Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast. I remembered it. Remembered it again. Can't drink Mountain Dew anymore. Drank too much of it in college. Oh, I would be sad. It is my go-to beverage of choice with regard to caffeination. Yep. All right. Yeah, so the Statue of Liberty is just a colossal artwork, which, I mean, duh. Yes, and as Dust, it was a gift to the United States from the artist. And we love it. From Frederic, person that I just said. Frederic Auguste Bartholdi. France. You missed the whole thing, Dustin. Jeez. You already missed that part of the question. There wasn't really a question. I'm just giving fun fact. Fun fact. All right, next unusual art fact. Banksy once shredded his painting, Girl with Balloon, at an auction just after it sold. And I got to tell you, that was one of my favorite moments. My absolute favorite moments. Just got told by my orthodontist if I drink any more soda with my braces, by the end of it, most of my teeth will be gone. Oh no. Yes, there is a butterfly on her cheek here. There is a butterfly. There's actually a couple of them. There's one here, there's one here. You're seeing the bottom of one here. Like it's a mix of butterflies and then the chimera that's like on top of her head. I forget how many butterflies are in here, but several. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 butterflies. Sorry about that weird looking white spot. That's where like part of the sticker came off. Yep, there's butterflies all over it. And then chimera, and I love it. The problem, because I have a soda addiction. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Beans, stop it. Nobody. You little whiner of epic proportions. He does not need any more food. I filled it earlier and then Ray filled it again.
He's a growing boy.
I don't care if he's a growing boy. He can eat us out of house and home. Oh, is that your computer making that noise? Jesus. I know, it sounds like a plane about to take off. It's a gaming computer, so it does sound like a plane about to take off when it, like, the fan kicks in. It's a little scary. Been super into seltzer lately. I have a whole collection of flavors. Oh. Too bad he's too big to shame. I know, right? Beans, open the door, Dustin. Yeah, let him out there with you. And then shut him out there with you. Oh my God. Because I would too. I'd bring his booty right over here and shame him entirely. Like, what are you doing? What is this noise that you're making for no reason? Rude. All right. Bob Ross, famous for his happy little trees, painted about 30,000 paintings in his lifetime. Did you know also that Bob Ross was like poor AF? Um, they didn't technically own the network that he worked on. He was using the paintings that he did on that network to sell like his how-to videos or like his paintbrushes and things like that. But really, Bob Ross was not a wealthy guy. Um, really, Beans? Hey, dude, would you not do that for the next few minutes? You're complaining. You just came back from a walk. I don't understand why you're complaining. No barking, please. No. Justin, can you just. Did he not poop the whole time you were walking? Oh, you went for. Wow, that was a long car ride. Oh. Okay, fair enough. You didn't want to walk in the dark. You were scared. You were spooked in the dark. uh, let's see here. I don't know how to at people, so I just typed your name. Isn't a soda addiction at least better than an alcohol addiction? Riley, bam, you got it. Just like I would rather smoke cigarettes or drink lots of soda than take a bunch of pills. So I'm right there with you. Yep. I'm going to go with yes. Soda is better than an alcohol addiction by a lot. Yeah, Beans, my little butthead. He is a butthead. All right, next little fun weird fact. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Riley. We can talk a little bit more about that later too. Um, Yoko Ono's cut piece invited the audience to cut off pieces of her clothing during the performance. I remember reading about that. Another fact, the Louvre is the most visited art museum in the world, is also the Louvre is huge, humongous. So it doesn't surprise me that it is the most visited. It also has like boasts the most famous pieces, right? Like it's got some of the best pieces of art. So like what are you gonna do? People are gonna go where the famous pieces are at. And it just so happens to be the Louvre. All right, let's see. Next fact. The Starry Night. I already told you that. Was painted while he was in mental asylum. I told you that already. Damien Hirst's piece, For the Love of God, is a platinum skull covered in 8,601 diamonds. I don't know if I'm familiar with that piece. Covering a skull with a bunch of diamonds. I want to try Poppy. Yeah, I've seen ads for Poppy on YouTube. Looks interesting. And it's supposed to have like way less sugars. So it might be worth a try. I mean, my understanding is that carbonation is bad for braces too. Don't quote me on that. I don't have them. I've never had braces, but I feel like I've heard that somewhere before too. That you're not supposed to have carbonation with braces. Maybe I just heard that from somebody's mom who just didn't want them to have carbonation. Could be the case. Could not tell you. Couldn't tell you for sure. It's yucky. Wait, sugar-free cola, root beer, Pepsi. What is sugar-free cola, root beer, Pepsi? I've never heard of that. France has so much art, they had to separate their museums into 3. Yeah, yep. Also apparently has apple cider vinegar in it. Oh, wow. Coffee does not seem tasty. Tastes like medicine. Oh, no. Acidity, carbonation, and sugar all eat away your enamel. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. I know we were just talking about that. You're always 2 minutes behind the conversation, Dustin. Why don't you just keep your opinions to yourself? Or catch up. Catch up to the conversation and then you can talk about stuff. Don't make him bark again. I'm almost done. You making him complain already. All right, let me see if I can find one last really good fact before we call it a night and head over to the Discord after dark. Okay, here we go. Last one. Maurizio Catalan duct taped a banana to a wall in his artwork. This is what you were asking about, Noel. Duct taped a banana to a wall in his artwork, Comedian, which sold for $120,000. There's your banana, a duct taped banana to a wall called Comedian, and it sold for 120K. I could duct tape a banana to a wall. Dang it, I'm in the wrong career. Anyways, you guys. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with me while I diamond paint Heidi and talk to you about art facts. Really hope I see some of you guys over on the Discord for Discord After Dark. Didn't someone eat it? That I don't know. I do not know if anybody ate the banana. To be continued. But anyhow, you guys, I hope I see you over on the Discord After Dark. If not, I will see you next time. As ever, you guys, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a glorious morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye-bye.